Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, pretty good response. I'm not going to ask you guys to do it again. But like Brother Manzoor has mentioned, I'm going to give a spiritual talk. I'm not bringing a spiritual person to give you a spiritual talk, but I'll just mention a personal story that you and myself we can find some inspirations in. So it's a story of a friend who I met about 10 years ago. He was a very kind, soft-hearted person. He always had a smile in his face. I can't remember or think of one person that can come up and say that they have a complaint about him. He was literally an angel. A couple of months ago, all of a sudden, he started working, he graduated. All of a sudden, he had a headache, a migraine. He didn't really think much about it. And then a couple of days went by and the pain just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. So when he got to a point where he couldn't stand it anymore, they took him to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, he had some heart complications. And so they decided they have to take him to a hospital in the city where they have better care and treatment. While they were transporting him, he had a stroke at his brain. He was a young guy, 23, 24 years old. And the doctors said that this was an irreversible stroke. They couldn't do anything about it. But they said that they'll leave him on life support for 2 days and see if there's any chance of bringing him back. And we went to visit him and we saw him there. And it was just touching and emotional that this guy, 23 years old, he had his whole life ahead of him. But all of a sudden, everything just went out of his sight, right? And then 2 days later, we heard the news that he passed away. He was a mufti, and Allah Azza wa Jalla gave him Jannah al-Firdaus al-A'la. The reason why I'm mentioning this to you is because we all are aware of social media and we use WhatsApp and this and that. So a lot of times when I go to my WhatsApp and I'm searching for someone to message them, sometimes the suggestion gives his name, Mufti Haris, right? The suggestion gives you a list, right? So I click on his name because, maybe it will give me a memory and just resonate over him and think about him. So I go click on his picture, and there's this one message he left there. There's availability, you can write available, busy, sleeping, right? You can write stuff like that in that small section. You know what he wrote over there? And it touches me, and every time where I'm in a moment of weakness, I remember that message. It says, كيف تخشى الفقر وأنت عبد الغني. كيف تخشى الفقر وأنت عبد الغني. It means that how do you fear poverty? How do you worry about your future while you are Abdul Ghani? While you are the slave of Al-Ghani? While you are the slave of the one that provides for the billions of people that are on earth? While you are the slave of the one that feeds a blue whale 8,000 pounds of food every single day? How do you fear poverty? Right? And today we've gathered here for this noble cause, right? And I want you guys to also think about the same statement, that how can I fear poverty while I am the slave of Allah? In a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, if the entire creation, from the first Bani Adam, all the way until the last person that was born right now, if everyone came together on a field, everyone came with a question, with a request that, Ya Allah, I need this, I want that, I want that. If Allah gave every single person every single thing they asked for, right? Can you imagine how much would be decreased from the treasures of Allah? In the hadith which Allah says, when you dip a needle in the ocean and you pick it up, how much decreases from that ocean? Nothing. That is what decreases from the treasures of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So I just want all of us, myself included, just think about that Allah is the one that provides, right? In the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-awlad or al-waladu mabkhalatun majbanatun. And before we get married, before we have kids, we are a bit relaxed when we spend our money, we go on vacation, and this and that. But when kids come, when we get older, we have kids and family, kids are a reason of us holding our money back. And it makes sense. We have families, we have kids, we have to provide for them, right? So let all of those thoughts, right, just melt away from our mind just for tonight. And Allah Azza wa Jalla has guaranteed and promised Jannah for those people who support the deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Man ansari ila Allah. Who will help the deen of Allah, right? When the Prophet ﷺ, when they migrated to Medina, there was no water there. There was a shortage of water. All these people just came from Makkah, hundreds and thousands, right? All of a sudden there was a shortage of water. So there was a well named Bi'r Ruma. It was a well, and it was very precious. It belonged to a Sahabi from the Ghifar tribe. So the Prophet ﷺ went to the Sahabi and said, listen, we have shortage of water. Would you be willing to exchange your well that you have here for a well in Jannah? So he said, Ya Rasulullah, first of all, this doesn't belong to me, and second of all, I just work and feed people, and I earn some money from this, and I feed my family, and sustain my family from this. He said, no problem. And then Uthman radiallahu anhu came, and we know Uthman, right, how generous he was. He inherited a lot of wealth from his father, so he had some money. He was also a businessman. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, will you give me that same promise? That if I buy that well, will I also get a well in Jannah? The Prophet said, it's all yours. So then the Prophet, Uthman radiallahu anhu, he paid 35,000 silver coins, and he said, this is the path of Allah. Right? And the Prophet said, and this will be the same for anyone here who has that level of sincerity. Right? It doesn't have to be a big amount. It could be something small, whatever you have. لِيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَعَةٍ مِّن سَعَةٍ. Whatever you have, you give that. Right? Aisha radiallahu anha, one time she says, one lady came to me one time with 2 daughters, and they came to me and they asked for something. And all I had was 2 dates, or actually 3 dates. And I gave one to the daughter, one to the mother, and one to the third daughter. So then Aisha radiallahu anha says that each of the daughter ate the dates, and then when the mother was about to eat that last date, the daughters were asking for that date. So then what the mother did, we know the love of the mother, right? She broke the date in half and she gave the one, right? So Aisha radiallahu anha came to the Prophet and said, this is what happened. The Prophet said, Inna Allah qad awjaba biha al-Jannah. Allah had made Jannah wajib for her just because of that small half a date that she gave, right? So it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have, whatever you have, inshallah, look deep into your pocket. This is for a noble cause, inshallah. We have brothers here. We have also a lot of sisters and mothers here as well. You know, mom, M-O-M, they said made of money, M-O-M. So inshallah, everybody contribute together. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you for coming, inshallah.
ITV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.